Hi, it's Monday, the 18th of November, and we're here to look at the astrology for today and this week. I'm going straight to the share. There you go. Right, so the full moon is well past. We had a full moon in Taurus. The sun was in Scorpio. That moon has since gone through Gemini and has now just entered Cancer. Okay, I guess the big news is Pluto. Pluto is now at 29:58 degrees. Now, bear in mind that, sorry, 29 degrees, 58 minutes of arc. Now, bear in mind that there are 60 minutes of arc in 1 degree. And so we've covered 58 of them. In 2 minutes of arc, this will click onto 0. And so we'll have 0, 0, 0, 0. So we're very, very, very close to Pluto officially going over the edge. Now, this officially going over the edge is probably a bit like Donald Trump getting all the electoral seats that he needed officially when he got the right number. But it's in the wind, it's in the air before it happens. And because Pluto has been wandering around, going backwards and forwards between Aquarius and Capricorn for a while now, we have been eased gently into the changes that will be made by the movement of this symbol for generative force. Okay, so whilst it is due to go in 2 days' time, on the 20th of November, that is neither here nor there really when we look at the degree that it's at already. It's staring Aquarius in the face. It's sliding down the slippery path, and it's there almost. So what does it mean then? We have spoken about this before, but as this is the final move of Pluto into Aquarius, let's consider what it is that that was one of my cats. Let's consider what we can look forward to. The first thing to remember is that Pluto can only destroy if it finds something that is going to inhibit a quality of life, a life that can generate and improve and evolve. What Pluto does is route out anything in the DNA, if you like, of nature or life so that it perfects and improves, but most of all, ensures that it will always be there. Because Pluto's biggest task, if you like, is to make sure that life itself will continue to generate, to spontaneously multiply. And in order to do that, Pluto is not going to accept any weak strands. And so Pluto has to eliminate the weaknesses in order to build not on shifting sand, but on solid rock. So if Pluto doesn't find anything to actually bother it when it gets into Aquarius for the last time, then we can assume that Pluto will simply support the Aquarian ideals, the Aquarian energy, and therefore give considerable boost to technology, communication, space race, anything to do with futuristic concepts, new discoveries, science. It should be up for a real improvement. Astrology, which comes under the zodiac sign of Aquarius, should get a considerable boost now. Okay, so that all sounds pretty good. We're looking for improvements. If we can get scientific improvements, maybe science can get us out of the mess of an overpopulated planet. And there can be ways that can work with nature in making sure that both the planet, Mother Nature, and populations of other species, etc., all find a place to be. That will be something. Okay, let's hope for that one. Right. What happens if Pluto finds things in Aquarius that recognizes are not conducive to continued growth? Well, that's when Pluto has to bring the house down. That's exactly what it did with the banking crisis in 2008 when it first entered Capricorn. So, um, what can it find wrong? What can Pluto route out? What can Pluto suspect is not fit for purpose in the future? Probably artificial intelligence needs an overhaul. Now, this is too young for us. We don't really know what we're doing here or how it's working. But I think what we're doing is giving society, culture, the population, a mind of its own, but not the mind that we think we've had. It's not the mind that we think as human beings that we are as one in. With artificial intelligence, we are taking snippets of ourselves, if you like, and we are giving immeasurable power and growth to these things, and therefore growing a huge what? Do we grow a huge monster? Do we grow a hugely intelligent and efficient system? Do we grow something that actually is completely out of kilter with human functioning? What we thought would support human intelligence, will it turn out to be not unsupportive of human intelligence? Just one simple example. So I was Googling something and AI came up with an explanation, which I thought, oh, it's got to be right. And I just managed to find out in time, without using this information, that it wasn't correct. AI had collected it from a website that had inaccurate information on it. So we can put too much trust in this. That was a huge warning to me. Oof. Don't start leaning on the artificial intelligence tools that we already have. Okay, anything else? Yeah, I think as far as humans are concerned, we do have a lot to learn. I think we will come across alien intelligence, sentient alien life, and I think we will attempt to communicate with this. I'm not so sure that's a good idea, but I'm just an astrologer. I'm just thinking about that and thinking, actually, I think we should leave well alone, but those are just my personal thoughts. Um, anyway, so yes, all of that is Pluto moving into Aquarius. That's great. Okay, there is something else here that I just want to mention. Venus is at nearly 8 degrees of Capricorn. Quaoar, this dwarf planet that has me mesmerized at the moment, is at 8:37. Okay, I'll stop sharing for a moment. So this says to me that hopefully Venus will help Quaoar, the force, the energy of Quaoar, appear more vividly in maybe news stories. Something in our lives may start speaking of Quaoar because Venus is boosting it. I am captivated by Quaoar at the moment. There are so many different depths and strands and paths and leads to take. I've ordered a book that I didn't think I was going to be able to get hold of. But Maria, if you're out there, thank you, Maria, for helping me out and bouncing it via the United States Amazon site to me. They wouldn't deliver it out of the country, but she's doing it for me. So that's brilliant. Thank you. So I'm still working on that. So that's great. Apart from that, so the moon moved into Cancer while the sun is still in Scorpio. So we have for today and tomorrow a lot of water around. So memory, the feminine, feelings, family, emotional content. This is all running quite close to the surface for all of us. I'm just going to look back at this share 1 second because I haven't remembered it. I haven't put it all in my brain. What brain? Okay, yeah. So we've also got still got one, and we'll have throughout my lifetime, the rest of it anyway, Haumea in Scorpio and Juno not too far away from that. So this feminine planets in water, there is a lot of watery influences going on here, not completely, totally, but just as long as the moon's there, it sort of shifts it over a bit. So really a time for dwelling and drawing inwards. I'll just stop sharing now. Interesting, I always think the weather in the UK follows the astrology for some absurd reason. Not to be a weird one if that was ever proved, but so we have snow on the way right now. You know the UK, right? We don't do snow. The only weather that we can cope with is light rain. That's it. We don't no facilities for anything else. Snow plows, we've got two. So that's no good, is it really? And then what else can't we cope with? Oh, torrential rain, our drainage, no good. Too much sunshine, horrendous. We don't have enough water. It just goes on. Light rain, that's the UK. So snow, as soon as we get the first snow of the season, everybody in the UK withdraws, right? Stays in. They cancel schools. Everybody stays at home. It's like lockdown. So I was looking at this and I thought, oh, we've got the astrology seems to be implying because the moon will be in Cancer for just over 2 days with the sun still in Scorpio. It implies this withdrawing. Cancer, home, stay at home, right? So, I mean, look at me, right? I'm instantly putting on all my warm gear and going, oh, I'm just going to huddle in today. So what I'm describing here is sort of metaphoric, really. So, if you're not in a place where snow may be imminent, then think about just doing something gentle and withdrawing just for a couple of days, just to take a breath, have a break, get something done that is more at home than out there, something more for your interior rather than your exterior. And tomorrow we should obviously have to discuss the move into Sagittarius. No. Oh, crazy. It all goes crazy. When the sun moves from Scorpio into Sagittarius, that's when the silly season really begins. And I mean really begins. It goes completely nuts, doesn't it? We all rush around attending parties, spending too much money, kissing the wrong people in the broom cupboard under the stairs at the works party, the kind of type of thing. Anyway, we'll talk about that maybe tomorrow. And also later in the week, we're going to be looking at what physical properties, what physical things actually happen in the solar system that cause the ascendant or the rising sign. We're going to learn deep stuff about the rising sign so that we know enough about it to instantly know what we're talking about the second we see it. We'll understand it at a very deep level. Thank you for the suggestion. Can't remember who you are, but I will remember who you are and thank you when we do that one. It's all right. It sounds a bit technical. I will try and make it easy. I'm going to get models. I'm going to go, this is the sun, this is your earth. Look what happens. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to go. Right. Okay. Bye-bye. And I'm going to see you soon. Okay, bye.